Okay, hello everyone. Today, this video will be covering a guide into what networks and communications are and a glimpse into how it works and its history. If you are ready, please follow along and let's begin. Thanks. Okay, our first slide is the introduction to the internet. So when was it created? So the internet began in the late 1960s with a project called ARPANET, which is spelled out ARPANET. It was developed by the U.S. Department of Defense, and it was initially designed to connect a few research computers, but it gradually evolved into the global network that we're using today. The purpose was really just so that the internet, its creation was to enable the sharing of information and communication between computers across different locations. So today, it's allowing people to access, different types of knowledge, communication, and it uses a vast range of online services worldwide. Some of the history of it is that the internet expanded throughout the 1970s and the 1980s with the development of protocols like TCP, IPs, which standardize data by by data transmission. And so by the 1990s, the World Wide Web made the internet accessible to the public, leading to widespread digital content that we are currently experiencing today in our modern age. Okay, so our next point is, what are protocols? So the main purpose of protocols is to set clear rules for how data is sent, received, and understood between the devices that they go to. They ensure smooth communication so that information gets where it needs to go accurately and efficiently. And so how do we define it? Well, we define it by a protocol is structured as a set of rules and formats that devices follow to exchange data. It defines how the messages are organized, transmitted, and responded to across a network. And so next we have like examples of human protocols versus network protocols. So human protocols are like the unofficial rules people follow to communicate, like saying hello before starting a conversation. Network protocols work in similar ways, but for devices, obviously, they define how computers start, maintain, and end communication, so everything is understood correctly on both sides. We have here a little diagram on the bottom, just showing between like a protocol, how they send the message out, and how it has a transmission, how it goes from the sender to the receiver, and vice versa. Okay, so now we have, an intro to what is the network edge. Well, the network edge is a part of the internet where users and the devices like phones, laptops, and other smart technology connect to the network. It's where your online activity begins and ends. The purpose of this is just so that it lets users access the internet, send and receive data, and communicate with others. It acts like a doorway that links the personal device to like the larger network. And as you can see here, how we have different types of structures, from mobile network to enterprise networks to content provider networks, and just how it's constantly being transmitted between different places. So you can see here we have things like an example of Skype, between a computer sending data down to the home network and the mobile network, and just going down here from mobile network down over here to the content provider, where we have streaming services such as like Netflix, Hulu, things like that. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about what is a network edge host. Basically, a network edge host is any device that directly connects to the network to send or receive information. This can include things like computers, smartphones, gaming consoles, or smart TVs. These hosts are where most of the interaction with the internet actually happens. So with things like interaction and use, we have things where the hosts are the places where people use online services like streaming, videos, gaming, or browsing the web. They make it possible for users to access apps, websites, online content. Next, we have like data creation and use. This basically means the hosts create, process, or display the information being shared over the internet. For example, posting a photo, watching a video, joining a video call, things like that. Now we have endpoint communication, which basically means they act as the endpoints in a network, meaning that the data starts or ends its journey at these devices. Without the host, there would be no way for people to actually use the network. Alright, so next we'll be talking about the access network. So an access network is part of like the network's infrastructure that connects end user devices to the broader internet. It serves as the direct link between individual hosts and the core network. So with connection links, you have things like the network establishing the pathway that allows data to travel between a user's device and the large network. It basically acts like an essential layer that enables communication and online activity. Next, we have like different types of access. This can mean that the networks can use different technologies such as the Wi-Fi, fiber cable, or cellular. Each offers like a variety level of speed, reliability, and coverage, depending on the infrastructure. And then next we have like steps to the internet. This is basically the point where the user data enters the network. The quality of the access network has a direct impact, though, on the overall speed and performance of the internet connection. So next we have physical media. This refers to like the actual materials or components that carry data signals between devices on a network. It's like the foundation that makes communication over the internet possible. So with transmission medium, which is like a type of it, we have a physical media that provides the physical path to which data travels. This can include cables, fiber optics, or even wireless signals. Next we have like a physical type of media, so things can include things like copper wires, Ethernet cables, found in Ethernet cables, fiber optic cables, and wireless radio frequencies. Each has different capabilities in terms of speed, distance, and signal. Next we have the role in network performance. This basically means that the quality and the type of it play a major role in how fast and reliable a connection is to the network. It can make it stronger and more advanced, and that's basically the majority of it. Okay, with that we have marked the end of our first video, the step of our guide into networks and communications. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video where we discuss more ongoing topics about networks and communication. Thank you, and see you.